You show up, you lace up your shoes, throw on your workout gear, and hit the gym. You sweat, you push, you repeat. And somewhere deep down, there's this sense of pride, because you're doing something for yourself. You're not like the others who gave up. You're still in the game. But what if I told you that the very thing you think is helping you might slowly be tearing you down? Not in one dramatic injury, not in one bad day, but in small, silent ways that add up over months, maybe even years. Poor workout techniques, subtle, often invisible, could be quietly damaging your health as a man. And the worst part is, you probably don't even notice it until it's too late. We live in a time where staying active is one of the few defenses we have against aging. Exercise, when done right, is a gift. It helps us stay lean, sharp, confident. But when done wrong, when ego lifts heavier than wisdom, when shortcuts replace form, when YouTube tutorials are the only coach, we're gambling with something we can't afford to lose. Every rep done with poor alignment, every deadlift with a rounded back, every bench press with flared elbows, it's a silent vote against your future strength, mobility, and joint health. You may not feel it today, but the body always keeps score. Let's start with the most common trap: lifting too heavy, too soon. There's this unspoken pressure in the gym, especially among men, to show strength. We load the bar, push for personal records, because we think that's what progress looks like. But for men over 35, our bodies respond differently than they did in our 20s. Testosterone production slows, recovery takes longer, and our joints, particularly the shoulders, knees, and lower back, are less forgiving. A poorly executed lift with too much weight doesn't just risk acute injury. It causes micro-trauma to tendons and ligaments, builds up inflammation, and over time can lead to chronic pain or degenerative issues. That's not strength. That's sabotage disguised as pride. Then there's form, or the lack of attention to it. Most gym injuries don't happen in one explosive moment. They happen through repetition. Take the squat, for example. It looks simple. Bend the knees, go down, come up. But if your knees are caving in, your heels are lifting, or your spine is curving like a question mark, you're stressing your joints in unnatural ways. Multiply that by 20 reps, 3 sets, 4 times a week, and you've got a recipe for long-term joint deterioration. The same goes for push-ups with sagging hips, pull-ups with jerking momentum, or planks with sunken lower backs. These are not harmless mistakes. They're quiet contributors to posture problems, muscular imbalances, and even nerve compression. Another overlooked issue is ignoring mobility and warm-ups. Most of us just want to get in, get it done, and get out. Who has time to stretch or do dynamic movement drills? But skipping the warm-up is like starting your car on a freezing morning and immediately flooring the gas pedal. You might get away with it once, maybe 10 times. But eventually, something breaks. For aging bodies, warming up isn't optional, it's essential. Tight muscles pull on joints, reduce your range of motion, and force other muscles to compensate, which increases your injury risk. You may not tear a hamstring right away, but your lower back will slowly start complaining. Your hips will stiffen. And before you know it, everyday movements like getting out of bed or tying your shoes start to hurt in ways you can't explain. Let's not forget the role of breathing. It sounds basic, almost laughable. But poor breathing during exercise, like holding your breath during lifts or shallow chest breathing, can raise intra-abdominal pressure dangerously, affect your heart rate regulation, and even cause lightheadedness or dizziness during intense workouts. More subtly, it increases overall tension in the body, especially in the neck and shoulders. Over time, this leads to tightness, reduced oxygen efficiency, and even poor sleep. Breath is your foundation. If that's off, Everything built on top will wobble sooner or later. Overtraining is another hidden enemy. In the pursuit of progress, many men think more is better. More reps, more weight, more days at the gym. But without proper recovery, the body doesn't grow, it breaks down. The signs are often ignored. Lingering soreness, disrupted sleep, irritability, low libido. These aren't just minor inconveniences, they're red flags. They signal hormonal imbalances, elevated cortisol, and compromised immunity. And yes, poor training habits contribute directly to lower testosterone levels, even when you think you're being healthy. Technology doesn't help much either. With fitness influencers flooding social media with flashy routines and complicated exercises, many men fall into the trap of copying movements not suited to their age or experience level. What looks impressive on a 25-year-old athlete with perfect genetics can be dangerous for the average man with a desk job, limited mobility, and a history of old sports injuries. There's no shame in modifying. There's no weakness in simplicity. In fact, mastering the basics, done with perfect form, is far more beneficial than mimicking the latest trends with poor execution. What can we do then? First, humility. Accept that you don't have to prove anything to anyone in the gym. Fitness isn't about ego, it's about longevity. Second, education. Invest in a proper coach, even for a few sessions, who can correct your form and design a routine suited to your body. Third, listen to your body. If something feels off, don't push through it. Pain is not weakness leaving the body. It's your body asking you to pay attention. And finally, remember that being a man isn't just about how much weight you lift. It's about how you care for yourself so you can show up, strong, functional, and pain-free, for the people who count on you. Poor workout technique is not a minor flaw. It's a ticking clock. Every bad rep, every rushed routine, every ignored warning from your body moves you closer to a future where you may have to stop moving altogether. But the good news is, you can change that. It starts with awareness. It continues with intention. And it ends with a body that serves you, not sabotages you. So if you've made it this far, maybe this message was meant for you. Take a moment. Reevaluate. Fix your form. Reduce your ego. And commit, not to looking good for next summer, but to feeling good for the next 30 years. Your future self will thank you, and so will everyone who loves you.